everyone, Hungry Reader here. Time for more By Kids for Kids. How would you like to have a beautiful hardcover, full-color illustrations book that you wrote in 4th grade? Well, somebody didn't want that because I found it at the thrift store. It's called The Adventures of Henry the Apple. Now, I'm actually not going to tell you who wrote this book because the author was a kid and is still a kid. So I'm going to leave it up to the author to decide whether he wants to be anonymous or not. If you wrote Henry the Apple, come forward, send me a private message, and I will put your credit right here. The author of Henry the Apple is... Aren't you glad we know who to thank for this story? Well, anyway, here we go. The Adventures of Henry the Apple by... Once upon a time, there stood an apple tree with red apples living on it. Father, mother, and children, Ramona and Henry. It was a tight-knit family. They had cousins, aunties, uncles, and grandparents living under the same roof. I'm already delighted by the idea of a family of apples that just lives in a tree like birds in a nest. It was summer, and the birds were flying and chirping everywhere. After the children were done with their chores... Apples have chores? What kind of world is this? They played their favorite game, the apple tag. I lost again, thought Henry. The only game Henry was good at was hide and seek, but no one wanted to play with him because Henry was the only one in the whole family who was green and was very good at hiding among the green leaves. So it's apple tag, but just regular hide and seek. All the other members of the family were different shades of red, and Henry was sad that he was not. The Apple family's favorite place to hang around was located in the center of the tree, the living room, that is. Except Henry's. He did not want and need any constant reminders that he was different. Henry received an Apple Wii. The screen read, "You lose!" Henry threw the remote control down and stomped his foot. An Apple Wii? I'll bet what he actually asked for was a Nintendo iPad. He marched down the hallway to the end of the tree to sit on its branch and mope. While doing just that, he overheard two birds.
What a beautiful tree! What beautiful red apples! That's true, but do you know that far in the meadow there's a beautiful apple tree with beautiful green apples?
Henry thought, "Oh, this is great! I'll go and find that tree and be as good as they are at whatever they do." This'll end well. On his quest for the mythical tree that grows green apples, Henry makes a lot of friends, each of whom he helps with his uniquely green apple powers. There's a ladybug who hides behind him to camouflage in the grass. There's a fly escaping from a frog who uses him as a boat as they float downstream. And there's a baby robin who needs help, and Henry takes her back to her mother, which is something that anyone could have done. You don't really have to have been a green apple, but that's okay. Finally, Henry makes it to the green apple tree. He knocked and waited with anticipation. Yeah, the tree has a door. It shows it right there. A green apple answered and asked, "Who are you? What do you want?"
Hi, I'm Henry, and I'm looking for a new home where everybody looks like me.
But don't you see that we're all green? You need to find a red apple tree, because you're red.
I'm red?
Okay, is this an ugly duckling story, or is it a story about how looks don't matter, period? Or is it a Cinderella story? I'm a little bit confused, but Henry's about to head for home when he gets a message from the mother robin. Caterpillars are eating his tree dead. But since Henry made friends with all the other bugs, he's able to call together all the predatory insects and birds to eat all the bugs away from his tree and leave his family alone. There was no time to waste. There was only time to act. It was an extravagant feast for the birds and the ladybugs that got busy. They got busy. In a couple of hours, the tree was safe, and so was Henry's family. Mother Apple hugged Henry. "Where have you been? We were so worried about you."
Oh, Mother, I wanted to find the green apple tree. I thought it would be better for me, but it didn't work out. I was disappointed, but my journey wasn't that bad. I missed you all very much, but I've met new friends that helped me to understand a lot.
These are the adventures of Henry the Apple. During his adventures, Henry turned from his usual green self to a bright red. But was it because the time came for him to turn red, or was it because he matured enough? He learned his lesson, and I hope you did too. And remember, there's no place like home. Truth is, when you look at Henry the Apple compared to the stories that we were looking at in Stone Soup and Kids magazine, Henry is very complex by comparison. For one thing, Henry himself actually has a character arc. He learns and grows, well, literally grows. He turns red. Also, there's a bit of a Chekhov's gun thing going on, since all the friends he makes along the way actually help. So, way to go, educational system. We're writing better stories now when we're 10 than we were in 1974, and that makes a big difference. Way to go, Henry.